everyone. Hope everyone's doing fine today. We were doing Unit 9 last class. We are continuing with that. So please open page number 78, vocabulary section in your student book, and we'll go to activate. Okay. Now today in this class we are going to learn about compound and extreme adjectives, collocations and past perfect tense. Okay, but first of all, let's finish the exercise before we move on to what exactly those adjectives are. Okay, now we have a list of words in the blue box. We're going to complete the sentences with the correct form of words. Okay, the first sentence: the electricity went off and all the machines came to a dash and stopped working in the factory. In the office, all computers dashed. There was a lot of confusion and the factory was in complete dash. So the first blank will be halt. Halt means stopped. What happened? The machines came to a standstill, correct? And then all the computers crashed. Okay? And there was a lot of chaos. Why will there be chaos when people don't know what they have to do? They are confused and everything is unorganized. And crashed means just turning off. Everything goes off. Alright. The second sentence is there will be an dash to find out who took the painting from the gallery. We have received a dash and will be using the information to help the police find the painting. The gallery is also offering a dash of £50,000 to anybody who can give more information. Now here remember the first fill in the blank, there is an. When they write an, that means the word is beginning with a vowel. That is the vowel A-E-I-O-U is the vowel. So here we have an investigation. What is the meaning of investigation? Finding, if a crime is done, then we have to find who is the person who committed that crime. So that is called as an investigation. I'm sure you all studied it last class. And the second blank in the second sentence is tip off. Tip off means giving out a secret. And third blank is offering a reward of £50,000. Okay. I'm sure you all understood that. Now let's go on to the third sentence. The police dashed the young man and took my car to a house in Birmingham. The police traced my car, alright? Almost like finding out where is it. That's called tracing, where the robber put the car. They found him in bed. They dashed him and took him to the police station. So they arrested him, or that should be they arrested him, correct? Arrested him. They arrested him, and then what happened? And took him to the police station. After asking him some questions, they charged him, alright, with taking my car. At the trial, he admitted he was guilty because he was 17 and he did not go to prison. He got a suspended sentence. Remember, suspended sentence is given to somebody who is not over the age of 18. Okay, so instead of getting 5 years of being in jail, they will just get 18 months. But during those 18 months, they will be followed. Like whatever they are doing, they will keep a check on them. Okay. Next, number 4. In the film, a scientist dash a dangerous virus that will destroy the planet. The scientist releases a dangerous virus. A group of students find some clues about where the virus is, but they only have 10 hours to use the vital information. So the students get clues about how they got that virus, and also they keep that information vital, very, very important information with them. Now we go on to extend. Here also we have a blue box wherein we have a list of words. We're going to fix those words in those blanks. Alright. Let me read. Just like medical viruses, there are lots of computer viruses. if a virus gets into a computer, it can delete your files and programs. So please write in the blank, files and programs. How can you dash your computer? How can you protect your computer? Okay. Then continue with that. Against virus. Well, people who make viruses usually attach them to an email and send it to lots of computers. So don't open emails from unknown people. So what happens? How do they attack the virus in the computer? We studied last class. People will just send an email, or most of the times nowadays you get it on WhatsApp. You get links. You just click on the link and then your phone just crashes, right? Why? Because the virus is affecting your phone or your computer. So be careful when you click on that. You should also buy and install the antivirus software on your computer. Install, okay? The blank there is install. So when you put the antivirus in your computer, it will protect you from such kind of viruses. Then you should also buy and install antivirus software. Please write software there on your computer and update your computer programs. Write software in your note, in your workbook, in your class book, and also the next blank is update. Okay, your computer program regularly so that you can stop the newest viruses. You should also make backups and copy all your documents so that you don't lose them if you get a virus. And look after your computer and you should be safe. So remember to have backups. Remember last class we spoke about how if we store a presentation in the computer and you put somebody else's USB, what happens? Because that USB has a problem, your computer also gets affected, and then you don't have a backup, you will be doing your presentation again. So remember, all these words were already done. We are just filling in the blanks there. Okay. Now we move on to compound adjective numbers. All right. Now, what do you mean by a compound adjective? Okay. A compound adjective is usually spoken in numbers. The sentences which we have numbers in. See, we can put number and a singular noun together to form a compound adjective. When we use a hyphen between two parts, write compound adjectives using words in italics. Now here, what happens when you have two words? What kind of words? A singular noun and a number which are put together with a hyphen. What do you mean by a hyphen? A hyphen is a small dash, okay, in between two words. So this kind of a word is called as a compound adjective. It has a number as well as a noun. Okay. Now we go to the first example. There was an investigation for 3 months. That will be a 3-month investigation. That's already done in your student book. Now we move to the second one. We had a wait for 2 hours. So that will be a 2-hour wait. Please write that down. The third blank, they stayed in a hotel with 5 stars. That means a 5-star hotel. Remember to put the hyphen. It's called a hyphen. Alright, not a dash, but it's called a hyphen. And you can also call it a hyphenated word. Okay, you can see the spelling there. Hyphen is H-Y-P-E-N. Hyphen, or it's called as a hyphenated word. Then the fourth one, we move on to the fourth one. It is a walk of 10 minutes. How will you put it into a compound adjective? A 10-minute walk. Number 5, there is a motorway with 5 lanes. That will be called as a 5-lane motorway. Number 6, you have to write an essay of 300 words. A 300-word essay. Please remember to put the hyphens wherever you write that. He works in a building with 10 stories, a 10-story building. Okay? And don't write 10 stories building, it's 10-story building. Alright? There it says stories. They want a car with 4 doors. That means a 4-door car. Alright? Now we move on to the next one, which is extreme adjective. Okay? Now what do you mean by an extreme adjective? Those of you who did not complete, you can always pause the video and complete your work. Now move on to extreme adjectives. What do you mean by extreme adjectives? I'm sure all of us know what's an adjective. It's a describing word. I don't even have to tell you all. But then what is an extreme adjective? An extreme adjective, it is the word very plus normal adjective. So it's something like an exaggeration of a word. Okay. Now we have an example here. Very big. How can you write very big in the extreme adjective? The word which is used is enormous. Alright. So to explain that, the first one is enormous, very big. Okay. Now for very small, the word will be tiny. Remember, tiny. Very plus a normal adjective, you will get tiny. Then again we have the third one, very plus, what is the adjective there? Surprised. Very plus surprised, you will get astonished. Okay, the word astonished. Then very plus clever will be brilliant. Very plus happy will be delighted. Very plus bad will be terrible. The seventh one is very plus good will be terrific. Remember, very plus good is terrific. Somebody came up with some very good presentation. What do you tell your friend? Oh, that was a terrific presentation, right? So terrific can be used in two terms, even good and bad. Now very plus scared, very plus adjective again, adjective is scared, there you will say terrified. So remember, all these three terms are used in different kinds of sentences, either good or bad. Okay. Next we move on to collocation actually. Collocation verbs. Okay. Now what do you mean by a collocation verb? A collocation verb is verbs used to express more than one idea. Okay. Now say for example you have a word to say spend. Okay. To spend. What can you spend? You can spend money. Yes. Anything else which you can spend? Yes, you can spend time. So the first one is to spend will be time and money. Time and money. The second one is to release. Release means to let loose, right? That is a prisoner and a villain. So number 2 is A and C. Number 3, to charge. What can you charge? A battery. To charge a battery. And also you can charge with a crime. A person is charged of a crime means he is accused of something, he is being punished, right? So number 3 will be A and B. Then number 4, to commit. What can you do? To commit yourself to something, right? And the other word is a crime, to commit a crime. So number 4 is A and C. Go on to number 5. To receive. You can receive a gift. You can receive a warning. Alright. Number 6 is to leave. You can leave a meal and a place. So there are 3 options in every question. Remember to leave the third one and take only 2. Okay. Now we move on to the next page, that is page 79 in your student book. Okay. Now we all know what's a past perfect tense, right? Let me go ahead and explain that to you either ways for those who don't know. We form past perfect with had or hadn't plus past participle. So remember, when we use past perfect, we always say had or hadn't. Why do we use that? We use past perfect to talk about an event that has happened before another event in the past. Okay. So that means something which has happened in the past. Okay. Before that, another event in the past. That is where we use past tense. Now the example, I'll just give you an example. When the police arrived at the house, the burglar had escaped. So remember, the police had arrived at the place and the burglar, who's a burglar? A robber, a thief, a murderer. He had escaped. Okay, he had already escaped. So This sentence talks about an event that happened before another event in the past. Now let's go ahead and read that text over there. Listeners to a radio program in Chicago were very surprised when a man phoned the program and said that he was a bank robber. At the beginning he had the program, the presenter had asked listeners to call in and confess to any small crimes that they had committed. So remember, all those highlighted words in blue: had asked, had committed. So the radio program, that person in the radio program said that whoever has committed a crime can call up and tell. The man described the crime exactly 5 months earlier. He and 4 other men had gone to a bank in Chicago and had stolen $81,000. A woman who worked in the bank had also helped in the robbery. The man was obviously very proud of himself. He didn't give his name on the radio, but the police later discovered the man's telephone number and arrested him. That's sad, right? He was trying to be truthful, but in the end he was arrested. Okay, so see, all the highlighted words: had gone, had stolen, had helped. Okay, now after that we have the second exercise here, which is complete, and as I told you, explore. It will be, we use the past perfect to talk about an event that has happened before. Please write the word before in that blank. Okay, now we move on to exploit 2. Complete the text past perfect from the verbs in the bracket. Let's read that paragraph and fill in side by side. That's the last exercise. Okay, yesterday afternoon, Australian police chased 2 joyriders in a stolen car for 600 kilometers. Earlier in the day, the joyriders steal. It says steal in the bracket. So what will happen if it's a past tense? Past perfect tense. Had stolen. Okay. Earlier the joyriders had stolen a car in Adelaide and had then stopped for petrol at Virla. So had then is already there, right? Stopped in the blank. Okay, and then we move on. But they hadn't paid for the petrol, and the owner of the petrol station called the police. Now here, not pay for is in brackets. Instead of not pay for, say hadn't paid for, right? Hadn't paid for. Okay, the police chased the stolen car, but it was too fast for them. They eventually caught up with 3 hours later. The joyriders had ran out of. That means run out of will be had run out of. Okay. Earlier the police had realized that they couldn't keep up the stolen car. They had ordered all petrol stations in the area close. Okay. They had ordered all the petrol stations in that area to close. Had ordered. So remember how each of the words change in the brackets. Okay. Please write all the blanks and fill in everything and submit it on Google Class. I don't see many of you active on Google Class. I hope you all will submit that. Have a nice day and miss you all. Okay.